Today we are going to do a quick video on how to paint outdoor statues using Dixie Belle Paint products. Of course you can use other, these are just the ones I recommend for this project. This little frog here my husband found at a yard sale. It was in the lady's yard. She charged him $1 for it. It's very rough. It's going to take some work to get paint on it. I am going to prime it because it's going to be outdoors, so I always do prime things first. And you will want to have a brush that gets a little bit beat up, especially when you're doing something that's concrete or rough like this. So here's an old brush that I don't mind beating up too much. So we're going to get primer on it first, and then I'll show you how to paint. Now, if I was using Dixie Belle, this would be a product called Slick Stick. It's going to be a primer that's going to make sure my paint adheres really well. I happen to use Rise Owl primer this time because it's what I had at home at the time. And the same premise, it's going to give you a nice clean slate to put your paint down on, especially because it's going to be outside in the elements, rain, heat, and everything else. Now that we have a clean slate with the white primer, we're going to start painting our frog. We're going to start with a yellow base, and I'm going to add the green and blend it in around the bottom because I want his belly to be yellow. The rest of it's going to get this green color, and for right now I'm going to mix in a little bit of yellow to give it a little bit of a varied look, but this could change down the road because when the paint dries it looks a little bit different, so don't be surprised if you paint things over. Now I'm going to start adding color in for his legs because tree frogs are very colorful. You can make this up any way, and I'm just blending it in with some artist brushes. Little artist brushes from Walmart work perfect. Now I'm going to add red for the eyes. The eyes are always pretty much the last thing I do to give it character, but we're going to get the red in here now, and then we're going to go back and accent it some more in a little bit. But right now all we need to do is get that red dot in there. And again, with artist brushes that I bought at Walmart, they're nothing special. They do get a little bit beat up on your outdoor decor. Now that the eyes are done and I can see that the paint dried and it's a little bit varied, I'm going to give it a little bit darker shading around its lips because I want to have that darker varied color, but I'm going to even out some of this lighter tones because it did dry a tiny bit more varied than I'd like. So I'm adding a darker green around his lips and a little bit around his eyes just to give it a little more character before I shade in more with the original green. Now back to the eyes. I'm going to paint around with a black and put the inside of the eye as a slit because that's what tree frog's eyes kind of look like. Last, on the eyes on any of the statues I paint, whether they're people or animals, you give it that tiny little white dot. This just gives the eyes that finished look and gives it so much more character. It actually makes or breaks the face of some of these animals. So that's always a must for me. Last, I let the statue dry overnight and I give it a product called Dixie Belle's Gator Hide. It's a polyacrylic weatherproofing and it's the longest lasting one that I could find. It's really stood the test of time to Florida and I use it all the time. So I highly recommend this product and it gives it a nice sheen. So now you have a beautiful outdoor statue that's custom, you could be proud of, and something beautiful for your yard. I really do hope I inspired you to take on an outdoor project. It's a lot of fun to create something that you did yourself and is custom just for you. As always, you can follow me on all my social media platforms and subscribe to this channel at Simply Made Unique by Jill to see videos as they come up. Thanks for watching.